Assalamualaikum to Dr. AIDA and my fellow classmates. Today, our group will present about the topic that we chose, which is Tecsmart Electronics. Before that, we would like to introduce to our group members, which are IFFAH HAMIZAH binti Sulaiman, Suraya binti Nur Azmi, NURUL binti MOHAMADON, NURAISYAH binti MAHADI, and SITI NURNATASHA ARISA binti SAIROL ARIZAL. These are our list of content presentation. The introduction will be presented by NURUL, question 1 by IFFAH HAMIZAH, question 2 by NURAISYAH, question 3 by SITI NURNATASHA ARISA, and also Suraya, and the last content, which is conclusion, will also be presented by Suraya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURUL binti MOHAMADON, and I would like to start the presentation by explaining what is Tecsmart Electronics. Tecsmart Electronics is an entity that designs, manufactures, and repairs electronic power supplies for a variety of the original equipment manufactured in the computer, medical, and office product field. Tecsmart generally focuses on quality, service, and value. Quality journey started in the mid of 1980s, and it was based on DAMIN's 14 points. Tecsmart practicing and support DAMIN's 14 point for improvement for organizational practice. There are various practices identified by Tecsmart which support DAMIN's 14 points in different ways. One of the methods which support DAMIN's 14 points is the ongoing improvement of organizational practice to impacting knowledge to employees and managers alike. The practice is aimed at redirecting the energy used for supervision to quality improvement, which is a sharp contrast to classical management approaches in which supervisors are supposed to monitor employees to ensure that they follow the laid-down procedure without making any mistakes. However, Tecsmart current CEO decided to pursue Baldrige criteria, which comprise 7 categories of performance excellent in organization. The types from which the questions are derived include leadership, strategic planning, customer focus, measurement, workforce focus, operation focus, and the results. The practice of having all senior leaders and department heads develop the company objective and ensure that all employees to support the goals addresses the question of whether an organization has in place of systematic approach for designing process which help in attaining specific productivity measures and improvement of existing organizational internal processes.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is IFFAH HAMIZAH binti Sulaiman with my student ID 2022772233. Would like to continue this presentation with the topics of Tecsmart Electronics. I would like to continue this presentation with the questions, which is discussions 1. So according to the questions, which is how do these practices support the Baldrige criteria, and specifically identify which of the questions in the criteria each of these practices addresses to. So according to the Baldrige criteria, overall there are 7 criteria, which is firstly leadership, second is strategic planning, third is customer focus, fourth is measurements, analysis, and knowledge management. Fifth is human resources management. Sixth is process management. And lastly, business result. So firstly is leadership. So leadership is about how senior leaders guide an organization's its governance systems, ethics, legal and social responsibility. So according to the Tecsmart Electronics, there are point which is about senior leaders set company objectives and guide cross-functional teams to review and develop individual plans for presentations to employee. Each department manager develops a supporting objective for each company objective, and nearly every employee works on a team to support these objectives. So the next point under the Tecsmart Electronics is senior leaders participate in quarterly communication meetings with all employees to discuss company issues and answers questions. All of their employees receive full financial information from their manager each month. This is show that their leaders are doing their job very neatly, which is they answer their questions and also state all their issues to point out during the meeting, and also they guide their employee by set and objective. This show there are leadership point under the criteria, Barrage criteria. So the leadership is being supported by this Tecsmart electronic. The second Barrage criteria is strategic planning. It's about how an organization develop their strategy, objective, and their actions plans, and how they are deployed, and also how the progress is being measured. So the point under the Tecsmart is senior leaders set company objective and guide cross-functional teams to review and develop individual plans for presentation to employee. Each department's manager develop a supporting objective for each company objective, and nearly every employee works on a team to support these objectives. So the second point is senior leaders Tecsmart teach courses in Tecsmart University on change management, support, service, quality, and leadership. Meet with customers, suppliers, and benchmarking partners, and are actively engaged in professional and community organizations. So as we can see here, they are finally organize their strategy to ensure the quality under the Tecsmart electronic is being measured. So here is the strategy that they develop into their Tecsmart electronics. The third Barrage criteria is customer focus, which this examine on how the organization build a customer focused culture by listening to VOC and make use of customer info for their improvements. So the point under the Tecsmart electronic is all employees are trained in a 5-step problem-solving process based on defining problems, collecting data, analyzing the causes of the problem, developing a solution, and implementing change. So the second point is all employees receive customer relations, training customer services. Employees help define services standards which are tracked on their routine basis. And the third point is all complaints are handled by the Vice President of Sales and resolved within 2 days. So the Vice President is responsible for ensuring that any process that generated a complaint is being improved. So here is about the improvements toward the customers. So the customers feel satisfied with their services, they must improve. So to improve that, they must listen to their customer complaints or any of their voices about the improvements. So this is the best step for an organizations to build up their customer focus. The fourth Barrage criteria is measurement analysis and knowledge management. It's about on how the organization selects, gather, analyze, manage, and improve its data, information, and knowledge assets. The first point that mentioned by the Tecsmart electronic is the company collects operational data in every department and evaluates its information requirements in monthly senior staff meeting and cross-functional task teams meetings. The second point, which is input to their strategic planning process, include customer feedback, market research, and benchmarking information from their customer, supplier, competitors, and also the industry leaders. Teams analyses are evaluated at an off-site planning meeting by all managers, resulting in long-range strategic planning documents which are discussed with the rest of the workforce as well as major suppliers for feasibility. Once been agreed upon, department teams develop detailed action plans with measurable goals, and also the CEO will review their progress every month. The third point here is the cross-functional teams guide product development, which includes 4 interim review by the executive management. So the meetings are held with the customer to identify their needs and also the requirements, and to review the progress at the end of each phase of their development process. This is to improve their process, and also this is to help the organizations into up-to-date their information and also the data. This is all about the data to be analyzed and also to be the input and output for their organizations. The fifth Barrage criteria is human resource management, about the organization work systems and the HR human resource practice lead to performance excellence and align with the strategy, objectives and actions plans. So the point that we mentioned by the Tecsmart Electronic is Tecsmart uses self-managed works groups in which employees make most day-to-day decisions while manager focus on coaching and process improvements. Hourly workers can make process change with the agreements of only one other persons, and salespersons are authorized to travel whenever they feel it necessary for customer service. The next point, which is the average employee receives 72 hours of internal quality or service related training, and also the quality training is mandatory for all sales people, engineers, office staff and managers. This all been managed by their human resource, so they are been putting this all into their focus, in which to ensure the processes and also the practice that been led by the human resources is being practiced. Number 6 Barrage criteria is process management is about in identify and manage its key processes for creating customer value and achieving business success and growth. The point that we mentioned is Tecsmart set 6 Sigma goals for most of its processes and converted process measurements to part per million on all their product in lines. The second is input to the strategic planning process include customer feedback, market research, and also the benchmarking information from their customers, suppliers, competitors, and also their industry leaders. Teams analysis are evaluated site planning meeting by all managers, resulting in long-range strategic planning documents discussed with the rest of the workforce as well as the major suppliers for feasibilities. Once agreed upon, the teams develop detailed action plans with measurable goals, and the CEO will review their progress every month. Next is the new product introduction. Teams work with design engineers and customers to ensure the design requirements are met during manufacturing and testing. All processes are formally documented using statistical process control to monitor variations and provide a basis for corrective actions. Statistical methods are used to optimize the process. As you can see here, the process management is detailing about the process in their organization. So it is states from the first process into the end of the process, so which is from the supplier until it receives to their customers. Last but not least is business result on the organization's performance and improvement in key business areas. So the point here is employees are surveyed each year to gauge how effectively the company implemented Deming's 14 points rating each on a scale of 1 to 10. The next is quality is assessed through internal audits, employee opinion surveys, and customer feedbacks. All of this point is mentioned about the business result. It's all about the result that we receive by the customer and the feedbacks, and overall to conclude that the business is well doing into their business. So the organization states about the business process and about the feedback that been received by their organizations. It is all important to conclude that the organization is having a stable positions for them to stay and to continue their organizations for their business matters. And the next is quality is assessed through internal audits, employee opinion surveys, and customer feedbacks. All of this point is mentioned about the business result. It's all about the result that we receive by the customer and the feedbacks, and overall to conclude that the business is well doing into their business. So the organization states about the business process and about the feedback that been received by their organizations. It is all important to conclude that the organization is having a stable positions for them to stay and to continue their organizations for their business matters.
Hi, I'm NURAISYAH with MAHADI. The next discussion is what are some of the obvious opportunities for improvement relative to the Baldrige criteria. The first is workforce focus. There is training mentioned in the list of strengths. In order to make the training is effective, maybe Tecsmart should evaluate the effectiveness of training or other actions taken. It is vital that employees have the opportunity to receive adequate education to work effectively. Tecsmart should also providing educational opportunities or other programs to instill a sense of worth and security in the employees and enable employees to ascertain a sense of satisfaction. The second opportunity is strategic planning. In the list of strengths, mention is made of involving customers and managers in the process, but it is not clear how and whether they are setting a clear future visions. Strategic planning helps to define actions and guides on a path toward the objective organization has. It also helps employees follow the same line, helps to make better decisions and among many more other benefits. The first thing a senior leader can do is to gather the right people to carry out the task because in planning process, strategic planner must be created who will be the person responsible to carry out this planning. So once team has been assembled, all the process will run well and clear future vision of the organization. Lastly is process management. It's not much mentioned is made of specific efforts or objective around to improving work processes. So how to make the process management effective? First, can identify a single process that needs improvement no matter how small. So senior leader can focus on one process that needs immediate improvement and reach out to stakeholders, team members to determine which tasks and activities take the most time and resources, and gather recommendations on how the process can be improved. Second is set business goals for process improvement and optimization. Once a process has been identified for improvement, set the overall goals and devise a plan to achieve those goals. They also need to have a clear understanding of what optimization will achieve. For example, clearly communicate those goals to executive and stakeholders so everyone is on the same page and in agreement.
Based on the question, the actions that I would recommend relative to the Baldrige criteria for performance excellence is, by Baldrige criteria, to achieve performance excellence, the thorough practice of all the categories should mainly be focused by Tecsmart electronic employees, including their top management. For the better feedback and improvement, the company, after working on this, can also hold quarterly surveys regarding how Baldrige focus affects their performance. Using the Baldrige criteria for performance excellence can help an organization achieve high performance and move toward performance excellence. Other than that, the company can also make the employees become accustomed to the Baldrige focus as well as the Deming's 14 points for the training of the employees and the improvement of the company. There are two pros. First, it can help improve the company since both of them provide different set of strength. Second is applying both can generate good result for the company if done appropriately. For that reason, I recommend that they help the whole company adapt both our philosophies, since both philosophies provide different strength that can help improve the company. For the strategies improvement, the improvement in the strategic management can be done in a way that not just the customers and managers should be highlighted by Baldrige, but their future goals and mission or vision should also be highlighted. The goal setting should also be made clearer. There are no details about how the process of benchmarking is done or improvement cycles are made in the process at Baldrige. All the goals set up at Baldrige for betterment should be
acknowledged by them, and their process management should also be done in a mature manner. Lastly, I would recommend the company must focus on corporate responsibility efforts by building partnership with strong companies. This will be those that benefit from your core business activities and capabilities and that you can benefit from in turn. The company should sponsor events and also participate in programs for a cause to increase publicity. Tecsmart must establish a company-wide goal to clearly set objectives and align their responsibilities to their goals. Then, the company must increase operating margins and profitability by settling quotas for financial objectives. The company must adopt to the practice of having balanced scorecards to realize strategic intents. The balanced scorecard is designed to track the overall performance in key areas of processes which aggregates to business results. We cannot improve what we can't measure. Therefore, metrics should be developed based on strategic priorities.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Suraya and I will proceed with the next part, which is the second action that I would recommend for Tecsmart do to improve their performance and also part of the conclusion. I would recommend Tecsmart to involve and fully utilize the human resource team to improve their performance. As stated in the stage 5 of Paris criteria, which is the workforce focus, they require everyone to actively involve in the process of accomplishing the work in organization. As there are not many actions done by Tecsmart involving the human resource team, it will be a great turning point for them. It is because human resource team can be used in several aspects that can be a great help to the organization. As for the example, the human resource team could identify and improve procedures and methods that are crucial in order to improve the personal and organizational goals. When each of the employees have their own personal goals, it will eventually lead to the successfulness of the organization. Other than that, the human resource team may also set the tone. It means that they can act as a leader to set the environment by giving good vibes in the organization. If the tone set by the human resource team is great, it will likely determine the success of the organization because everyone will become more motivated and happier to do their work. As for the conclusion, Paris criteria is a guideline that are used by most of the company, including Tecsmart, to achieve their organizational goals. The successfulness of an organization is determined by how effective they fully use the Paris criteria. Many opportunities and action can be grabbed and taken by the organization to improve their performance efficiency. That's all from our group. Thank you.